Hello, everyone. It's the DCEU podcast, man. And in this podcast, I will be discussing about the upcoming The Suicide Squad. And if you like what you're hearing, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. And one thing I want to talk about in The Suicide Squad, which to me makes this very unique from any other DC movie, besides the animated ones, is that they're going to be bringing in some of DC's more ridiculously known supervillains like the Polka Dot Man or Rat Trap. Now this is very interesting to me because usually when it comes to live action films in either DC, Marvel, or any comic book universe, they don't ever feature any of the ridiculous villains or the heroes. The only time you would see something like that are in the animated ones, mostly to poke fun at them, like in the Lego Batman movie, when not only did they have all of Batman's more ridiculous villains under Joker's leadership, but they also included like some of the more ridiculous members of the Justice League, like members of the Super Friends, like say the Wonder Twins. Now, this could be groundbreaking because the only time that DC or Marvel would have like any connection to the ridiculous villains was if they do like some kind of Easter egg or some kind of reference to them. But this one will actually have actors portraying these characters. What's more, this could be a major milestone in all future DC and Marvel and comic book universes by introducing these ridiculous supervillains. Maybe upcoming like DC movies could introduce more ridiculous villains, or maybe even the heroes. Because even though I'll admit how ridiculous these guys are, I believe they deserve some recognition from the non-comic book community of the DC Extended Universe. Mostly because die-hard DC fans would be the only ones who would know them, not the more low-key ones who mostly just watch the movies or watch the shows. But by doing this, maybe somewhere down the line, besides Suicide Squad, maybe like an upcoming in Justice League, or maybe in like the next Batman movie, could feature the like other ridiculous supervillains. For instance, the Batman is going to have a bunch of villains in it, so maybe in the sequel it would feature more. Maybe they could feature some of the other ridiculous ones too. For instance, the next Batman movie, it could introduce the ridiculous Batman villain, the Ten-Eyed Man, which in a way is almost kind of like Two-Face, except after a horrible accident. This guy surgically gets extra eyes attached to his body and be able to look around, which on paper sounds 100 times more ridiculous than what it really is. But this could be interesting for even the other DC heroes in all the DC movies. While some villains like the Ten-Eyed Man are probably better off forgotten, it's still a good way to pay homage to them, since, like in history, every supervillain, no matter how obscure their theme, plays an important role in shaping the heroes and the fan base. Even though some of these characters could really be more laughable than they look, they did provide challenges to help improve the hero and the character for each one. And maybe this could also be beneficial if the Justice League ever do a movie almost like the final episode of Justice League Unlimited Destroyer, with all the heroes and villains teaming up to take on Darkseid and his army. Who knows? Maybe these ridiculous villains and possibly ridiculous heroes could play like a major role in stopping him, or probably he set up a means of the heroes coming together, or possibly even set up the event. Maybe this could even foreshadow for upcoming Suicide Squad sequels to have some of these ridiculous villains. And maybe down the line in the upcoming Justice League movies, we can also get like members of the Super Friends into the team, or at least somehow improve upon them before putting them in. Because let's be honest, on the Super Friends, they were very ridiculous. And not just in costume, but the way they were also portrayed. maybe in the upcoming Justice League sequel, we'll get an Easter egg where maybe like if they're going through their computers of other heroes out in the DC Extended Universe, going through the ones we have seen or haven't seen or will see, like maybe we'll get a profile picture of these heroes in their computers, like scanning in each one, looking at who they could recruit or like even consider, or maybe they'll mention them by name. I don't know. It would be interesting, like even if we don't see these heroes on screen, but at least get a mention like they're out there somewhere. Plus, those would be really cool Easter eggs. Heck, even the Suicide Squad can do that. Maybe like Amanda Waller going through files of different supervillains, coming across like the ridiculous ones. This is the DCEU podcast man signing off. And I'd like to remind you to please hit like and subscribe to my channel. And I just want to give a shout out to a different podcast on Spotify called Late Night BS. All that's one word. So please make sure to check them out also. Thanks for listening. And if you know anyone who works at the DC Extended Universe, please give them a recommendation for me, because, my knowledge of DC and like my ideas and recommendations could possibly improve the universe 100 times further. Thank you, goodbye.